everyone! Okay, as we all know, summer is around the corner and, you know, we're going to be hanging out with a bunch of friends. We're going to be going to the beach, we're going to be going to the movies, we're just going to be doing a bunch of things that are completely carefree, not having to worry about school. But if you do have summer school, then that's kind of a bummer, but don't worry because this look is even perfect for you guys that are taking summer school as well. I'm going to be creating a very daytime appropriate smoky eye, and I'm only going to be using one palette, and this is called the Summer Lover. Appropriate, right? And this is the Sun Drenched Berry palette, and this is by Too Faced. And I got this from beautybridge.com, and this was only $15. And I believe that there is a discount code where you can get it for 5% off. And if I see the code, I'll put it in the either information box or I'll put it right here. Something like that. But anyways, this palette is awesome because you get one blush, and this is like a tan pinky nude color. You get a pink champagne eyeshadow, a dark brown eyeshadow, as well as two lip glosses, and you have a nude tan beige type color, as well as a pink. Or if you wanted to create a more look that's not as smoky, you could use this as the lid color and this as the crease color. So these are very multifunctional colors, and you'll also see how I use the blush as a highlight. So this look is very quick, very easy, also daytime appropriate, very wearable for any time of the day. But I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and if you want to find out how to get this look right here, just keep watching. So I'm first going to take this dark brown eyeshadow right here, and you really don't need a lot of product on the brush because these eyeshadows are very pigmented. So I'm going to take about that much, and there's a lot of excess on, so I'm just going to tap it into the palette, and then I'm going to apply this on my lid. Can you see that color payoff with just that tiny bit of product? It's really intense. So just go ahead and apply this on the lid. And you don't have to worry about this line too much because we're going to take the pink champagne color and we're going to blend it out up into the crease. I'm just going to do the same thing, the other eye. Now take a blending brush, doesn't matter what blending brush you have, any like, you know, stiff or a fluffy blending brush. I'm going to be using my MAC 217, and then we're going to take the pink champagne color and I'm going to dip it in there a couple times and tap it off. And you're going to turn the brush sideways, so instead of it facing, what is this, horizontally, you're going to have it vertically, and then what you're going to do is you're going to just sweep this upwards. And then you can see that that champagne color is really starting to show just for, you know, the two tiny taps of that color in the palette. So to make this line more blended out and more seamless, go ahead and just do like little tiny circles, you know, just swirl the two colors together so that they both fuse and blend in together and they're both, you know, combined really well. So you can see that you have that pink champagne color, and then when you kind of tilt your head backwards, it's the pink mixed with the, like, you know, the dark reddish brown, and then, you know, it just fades to the straight dark reddish brown. These colors are really shimmery, so it's good to go with a matte highlight. I'm actually going to use the blush in the palette to use as my highlight for my brow bone. So go ahead and take the side of your brush, and I'm just going to sweep it on there a couple times, just like that, and just put that on there. And as you can see, it has a very nice matte finish, and, you know, it's a very wearable color for, you know, any skin tone because it is so neutral. And I'm going to take a little bit more and do the same thing on the other eye. So now I'm going to take a pointed pencil brush. Anything that's small like this, go ahead and grab that. And we're going to first take the champagne color again. And then we're going to go into the inner tear ducts, and we're going to apply this right here because this will help brighten up the eyes, especially if you're in summer school. You know, you're going to be waking up early and you obviously don't want to be awake right now because it's summer and you really don't want to be in school, so this will help us look awake. Or if you're like me and you fall asleep in class a lot, or, you know, you kind of, what do I do a lot? I like start to doze off and then like my head just keeps bouncing up. Yep. So just go ahead and apply that pink champagne color. Now I have the brown color on my pencil brush, and go ahead and tap it off again, and we're going to run this along the lower lash line. And where that pink champagne color is, where it meets with that, just go ahead and blend it out right there. Do little dabbing motions, little dabbing, swiping motions. Same thing out here because you want these two colors out here to blend together so that the look is nice and flowy. So now I'm just going to take my black eyeliner, and this is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in 0, and I'm going to line my waterline as well as my upper lash line. And this is optional, but when you've finished putting the black eyeliner on your upper lash line, you can go back to your pencil brush, and if you want to smudge out that line, you can. I'm actually going to do that. I did that on my waterline because I really want that, you know, sultry, smoky look. So we're going to just smudge it out. Just do it really messily. It doesn't have to be perfect. And the reason I'm doing this is because, you know, this is, you know, a more toned down smoky eye, and since I don't have that defined crease, I want to make it look a little bit more sultry to make up for it by smudging out my eyeliner. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing to my other eye. Then I'm going to curl my eyelashes, and then I'm going to put on my mascara, and this is the Maybelline Define-A-Lash, and this is the Volume Mascara. And it's water. Okay, so the lips and the cheeks are really, really easy. I'm just going to take the blush color from the palette, and it's this one right here. And I'm taking it with a, I forgot what brush this is. I think this is a MAC 109, but I'll go ahead and check it again, and if I messed up or whatever, I'll put the information in the information box so you know what products I used and what brushes I used. So with the side of the brush, I'm going to take the blush color, just like that. And then I'm just gonna put this on my cheeks. And since the eyes are kind of smoky, I'm gonna tone it down on the lips, and I'm going to use this nude tan color right here. And these lip glosses are very glossy. I really like these. So I'm just gonna put this all over my lips. And if you want to add like a slight warm hint of color, like, you know, if you want to use the pink, you can go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and take a tiny bit, and then I'm just gonna place it over that nude lip gloss, so that way it's still nude, but it has like that hint of pink, and it still goes good with our smoky eyes. And there you have it. So there is your finished look, all using one palette and a couple of brushes and black eyeliner. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and go ahead and check out beautybridge.com to check out this Summer Lover palette. And I hope you guys have a great summer, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.